Hey folks, and welcome to CarStarz' 10 Wild Facts about Ghost Rider's '69 Dodge Hell Charger in the 2013 Marvel TV series, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Fact number 1. There were two different 1969 Dodge Chargers used for the portrayal of the Hell Charger for the fourth season of the series. The production team enlisted the relatively young but very capable local shop by the name of Movie Machines for the demanding task of sourcing and customization of the Chargers. Of the two '69 Chargers sourced, one was to be the mostly actor-driven hero car for the character Robbie Reyes, aka the Ghost Rider, which was the more detailed-out Charger, intended for close-up shots and scenes emphasizing the car's muscular aesthetics. The other Charger acquired was in rougher shape initially and had to be mostly rebuilt to serve as the stunt car. Movie Machines undertook a number of modifications to both vehicles to fit the part, enhancing their handling and ensuring they met the visual and functional demands of the series, which we'll get more into the details of in a bit. Fact number 2. So, what actually powered the Hell Chargers, you ask? Well, they certainly weren't powered by the forces of evil or even a fire-breathing supercharged engine as depicted either, unfortunately. In reality, both Chargers were standard naturally aspirated, V8 engine powered, with no real add-on power increasing mods to speak of. The Hero Charger actually has a 400 V8 from a third-generation Charger outputting around 260 to 300 gross horsepower, depending on the setup, which is even less powerful than its original stock V8, to a 3-speed automatic transmission. As for the Stunt Charger, they went with an even less powerful small block V8. And yes, as is typical for Hollywood, those menacing-looking blower scoops sticking out of the hood were indeed just for show and not attached to a supercharger. However, they did do a better job of faking it than most productions bother to, as their setup allowed for both the throttle plates to move convincingly as well as simulating the spinning blower pulley. Fact number 3. The second-generation Dodge Charger, produced from 1968 to 1970, is a true legend in muscle car history, known for its bold styling and powerful performance. This generation saw the introduction of the iconic Coke bottle design, with its sleek curves, long hood, and aggressive stance that made it instantly recognizable. The hidden headlights and full-width grille added to its menacing appearance, setting it apart from other muscle cars of the era. The 1969 model in particular became a favorite among enthusiasts, not only for its aesthetics, but for the variety of engine options and durable structure that made it a powerhouse on the road, which also allowed it, with minimal modifications, to be a favorite in the racing world as well. Beyond its mechanical prowess, the second-gen Charger became a cultural icon in its own right through its many featurings in films and television. For instance, the Charger's use in Bullitt in '68, where it faced off against Steve McQueen's Ford Mustang in one of the most famous car chases in cinema history. Most notably for the '69 model year in particular, was its role in The Dukes of Hazzard as the General Lee, cementing the Charger deeply into American pop culture. Fact number 4. Some may be wondering, why use a classic Dodge Charger for the Ghost Rider instead of his former fiery motorcycle? Well, the decision to do so for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. drew heavily from Robbie Reyes' modern comic run, in which the Ghost Rider mantle passed from the motorcycle-riding Johnny Blaze to a new character whose demonic ride took the form of a souped-up classic muscle car. Created in 2014 by Felipe Smith and Tradd Moore, Robbie's incarnation diverged from past Ghost Riders, reflecting a younger urban sensibility and a different kind of horsepower. The artists behind the updated Ghost Rider storyline were influenced by the iconic Fast and Furious Charger, leading the show's team to incorporate that same aggressive stance and big over-the-top engine look, even if it was mostly illusionary. This updated interpretation honored the core Ghost Rider themes of supernatural vengeance and automotive spectacle, but swapped roaring bikes for roaring V8 muscle. By embracing the modern comic's decision to use a 1969 Charger, the production team gave the show a fresh yet still nostalgic aesthetic, contrasting sharply with the original motorcycle-based version popularized in earlier films. Fact number 5. As for some functional modifications made to the Hell Chargers, they were fitted with adjustable assassin traction bars and coilovers for both a jacked-up rear-end appearance and better stability during stunt driving. The Chargers also had a set of aftermarket US wheel brand, Super Spoke, 5-spoke chrome wheels, which finished off the classic muscle look quite nicely. Inside, a ratchet shifter allowed for more dramatic gear changes for the automatic transmissions, while carbon fiber toggles for ignition, fuel, and auxiliaries added a race-inspired touch. The cars also featured line locks for aiding burnouts and some slick electric-controlled exhaust cutouts to allow the Charger to sound meaner when needed. Additionally, the cars underwent some trunk floor and interior repairs to meet filming standards, and of course a few other small cosmetic touches here and there, like the chrome skull door locks and LED taillights. These upgrades helped give the Chargers an aggressive, high-performance appeal on screen, despite their fairly modest performance in reality. Fact number 6. Fortunately, unlike most studios in Hollywood, the production team took exceptional care to preserve the two 69 Chargers portraying the Hell Charger, eluding the typical destructive trend of subjecting classic Chargers to extreme stunts, resulting in their demise. Recognizing the rarity and historical significance of these vehicles, they minimized the use of high-risk stunts and relied instead on controlled effects and careful choreography to create the illusion of intense action without causing unnecessary risk to the Chargers or the stuntmen involved, for that matter. In fact, the one time that the depiction of the Charger's destruction was necessary, the production team employed a combination of CGI and practical effects. Rather than risking one of the valuable Chargers, they used CGI for the first half of the crash at distance, for the initial collision and rollover, and then used what appears to be, if I'm not mistaken, a less valuable Plymouth Valiant as the real stand-in car for the latter part of the sequence when the car was sliding on its roof towards the camera. Fact number 7. Now, let's touch a bit on my least favorite part of modern movies and shows when it comes to vehicles, that being the CGI itself, specifically to portray the Hellfire in this case. The Hell Charger was brought to life using a combination of practical effects and CGI though, starting with subtle on-set modifications like black paint, tinted windows, and strategically placed LEDs to provide a faint glow. These initial real-world cues, including the occasional use of pyro rigs to create interactive lighting, were essential for grounding the supernatural effects in reality visually. The digital effects team then built on this foundation by layering the car's flaming wheels, engine glow, and other demonic elements in post-production, enabling them to control the intensity and movement of the flames for different scenes, while avoiding the unpredictability of real fire during filming. This careful balance between practical and digital transformations gave the Hell Charger a tangible yet otherworldly presence that perfectly complemented Robbie's muscle car-themed version of Ghost Rider. Fact number 8. The Hell Charger has also blazed its way into multiple Marvel video games, bringing its signature supernatural flair and high-octane action along with it. In 2014, its first appearance in the game Marvel Contest of Champions, Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider is a playable fighter, and while the Hell Charger itself isn't an actual drivable vehicle, it makes an appearance in his combat moveset, reinforcing its connection to the Hell Charger. Then, in 2015, Marvel Future Fight brings a more visual representation, incorporating the Hell Charger into Robbie's animations and character design, capturing the menacing presence of the car that made him stand out in the comics and on-screen. However, it wasn't until Marvel's Midnight Suns in 2022 that the Hell Charger took a more active role in gameplay. While still not technically a drivable vehicle, the car is an integral part of Robbie's combat abilities, even more so, with his devastating Hell Ride move, letting him summon the Charger to plow through enemies in a fiery blaze. Fact number 9. To the delight of fans and Mopar enthusiasts alike, the primary hero Hell Charger lives on beyond its famed use on the TV series, and is even in a place where anyone can come to visit it. The surviving Hero Charger was acquired by the Volo Auto Museum in Illinois shortly after production wrapped. There it remains a popular attraction displayed among many other iconic movie and TV vehicles to keep it company. Visitors can see the car in its full supernatural glory, complete with its menacing blacked-out look and hellish modifications that made it an unforgettable part of the show. While the hero car has been accounted for, the stunt car's fate remains more speculative and mostly unknown at present. Unlike the hero car, the stunt Charger may have been repurposed, sold off, or even dismantled after production. Given that Hollywood often cycles stunt vehicles into other productions or sells off to private collections, or even stores them somewhere private for potential reuse in the future, there's no publicly available information to verify its current whereabouts that I can find anyway. Fact number 10. As for scale model releases of the Hell Charger, there really aren't many options out there that I can find, as there seems to be only one somewhat official release. That release being this 1/64 scale die-cast example from Hot Wheels, which does look pretty cool for its size and stylistic appeal. These can typically be found on eBay for around $15. However, if you're after something bigger and badder, I did come across a third-party toy company by the name of Ramen Racer that makes a quite sizable and wild-looking 1/12 scale replica of the Hell Charger. However, they only make them in limited runs and they can breach the $300 mark at this point. So, most folks will probably want to just build their own Hell Charger replica from a currently available model kit, such as this decent 1/25th scale 69 Charger kit from MPC that runs around the $24 mark. I will put a link in the description below for those interested in picking one of these up. By the way, folks, I recently started a new and also film-related and similar format YouTube channel called Mind Litter. If anyone is interested in hearing more about our favorite movies and TV shows beyond just the cars, such as other behind-the-scenes info, filming locations, and actor-related tidbits and such. The new channel only has one video about American Graffiti on it at the moment, to gauge whether or not folks will like it or not, but I will put a link in the description below for those interested in checking it out, and if it receives enough positive feedback, I'll keep making videos there when I can as well. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like what you saw here. You guys are all great. See you next time.